Venerable Ananda once approached the Buddha with a question about the nature of self-reflection and personal improvement. He asked, "How can one recognize their own faults and work on them effectively?" In response, the Buddha told a story to illustrate the point. Imagine a person who is not aware of the dirt or blemishes on their face. They may have a smudged or dirty face but are unable to see it without a mirror. When this person looks into a mirror, they can see the dirt clearly and take steps to clean it. Similarly, the Buddha explained, self-reflection acts like a mirror for the mind. Just as a mirror helps one see and clean their face, self-reflection helps individuals recognize their own mental and behavioral flaws. By examining one's actions, thoughts, and motivations with mindfulness and honesty, one can identify areas of personal growth and take appropriate action to improve. The Buddha emphasized that without this practice of self-reflection, individuals might remain unaware of their own shortcomings and thus fail to improve themselves. By regularly reflecting on one's behavior and intentions, one can foster personal development and move closer to enlightenment. This story underscores the importance of self-reflection as a tool for recognizing and addressing personal faults, leading to meaningful self-improvement and spiritual growth. The Buddha stressed that without self-reflection, individuals might remain oblivious to their shortcomings, hindering their progress. Regular self-examination fosters personal development and aids in the journey toward enlightenment. In Buddhism, the idea that the greatest enemy is oneself is rooted in the understanding that the main obstacles to achieving enlightenment and inner peace are internal rather than external. The Buddha taught that our own mind and its afflictions are the primary sources of suffering. A closer look at this perspective. 1. Desire and attachment. The Buddha identified craving and attachment as key sources of suffering. These desires lead to dissatisfaction and a cycle of continuous wanting and suffering. Overcoming these attachments is crucial for achieving inner peace. 2. Ignorance. Ignorance, or not understanding the true nature of reality, such as the Four Noble Truths, is considered a fundamental cause of suffering. This ignorance prevents us from seeing things as they are and leads us to act in ways that cause harm to ourselves and others. 3. Negative emotions. Emotions like anger, hatred, and envy are seen as internal enemies that disrupt mental tranquility and lead to harmful actions. The Buddha's teachings emphasize transforming these negative states of mind into positive ones, such as compassion and loving-kindness. 4. The notion of self, the belief in a permanent, unchanging self, anatta, creates a false sense of identity that can lead to suffering. The attachment to this notion of self and the ego is considered an internal enemy because it fuels desires, conflicts, and suffering. In summary, the Buddha taught that our greatest enemies are the internal afflictions and misunderstandings that cloud our minds and lead us to act in ways that perpetuate suffering. Addressing these internal issues through mindfulness, ethical conduct, and wisdom is central to the path of liberation.